Hello, welcome back to MasterXeon LiveNoding. In this episode, I will be showing you this basically 3D cursor. Okay, there's this tool called the 3D cursor, and supposedly it's the best way to align geometry or objects in the scene. And this has been there since Blender 2.56, but a lot of things has changed, and sometimes people forget that this tool actually exists. So you can see it's the 3D cursor is always aligning on the surface of the objects. And here I have actually SVerchok, something running in the background, right? And this thing will align the viewer, the SVerchok viewer. So we basically have a torus, and we can align it in the 3D view. Okay, how is this possible? I will take you through the whole process very quickly. So basically, I'm using this object ID scenes, and then I grab the cursor 3D positions, which is from here, 3D cursor, the position, and also the location and rotation ruler. And then I go through some SVerchok things, and then assign it into a matrix, and then there's this torus, of course, that still we can control, and then we can, whenever I update, this thing will update, and if I really want to, I can bake. Okay, so that's actually something that I've been wanting to kind of propose. I don't know if this is something that's gonna be common in Blender in the future, but I learned this from something like BoxCutter, how you can easily align objects. This is the interface for BoxCutter by genius named MasterXeon, and I don't know, I think there's something about this that's really quite charming. And SVerchok doesn't have interface for 3D view, but this is quite a beautiful, easy to use, and it makes 3D modeling so much easier and fun. Well, anyway, so let's give you the little bit of background story. So SVerchok have a lot of hidden things that actually you can utilize something like 3D cursor. Okay, so let's create a cube, and I want to use this 3D cursor, and I want to orient it on the geometry. So whenever we click on the object, it will align itself. It's actually quite smart. Say you have multiple objects, this thing, whatever you click, it's gonna put it there on the surface, on maybe sometimes on the floor, or it's not on the grid. But you can have a plane, and you can put 3D cursor there. So it's a bit like, see, I'm clicking on there, and I want to create another cube, and I want to create another cube, and another smaller cube. You see how you can quickly kind of stack it. It's overlapping in the center, of course, but you got the idea. So I want to have this position on SVerchok, so I can place my own maybe box. So there's we can use control click to get this temporal viewer and this matrix. Okay, so we can put this anywhere based on this vector in. There's something hidden in SVerchok. Command, right click, release the command key, and then release the right button. All these options, there's one that's called show 3D cursor button. Enable that. You can see 3D cursor. Okay, tap on that, and it's gonna grab the position of 3D cursor. Okay, location, and there's actually rotation. Rotation is something that's not yet in this node. The developer told me it's not broken, so he's not gonna fix it for now. But this is something that can be useful. It's funny how it's this is not exactly okay. So now we can actually do that sort of thing. Click on the button, bake. So you can actually turn this into quick favorite. So 3D cursor and bake. Oh, doesn't like my bake. Okay, this thing remove them from quick favorite and then add a quick favorite. Let's do this again. 3D cursor, bake. 3D cursor, bake. So if I know enough of Blender BPY, I like to perform this 3D cursor and bake in the 3D view. So in 3D view, we cannot see the quick favorites from here. This button needs to be hovering on the node 3 so we can 3D cursor and bake. 3D cursor and bake. Maybe in the future I can make that. For now, it's like that. But however, I showed you earlier, right? We can actually, instead of just using vector in and this hidden 3D cursor, we can make our own very quickly using object ID, selector, go to the scenes. It says this node is not yet programmed to be anything sensible, blah blah blah. It's actually already kind of working. So it's if you use the stethoscope, it's sourcing the BPY data scenes. So it's looking into that data block. So using object ID set, you can do almost anything. This is actually one of the coolest nodes in SVerchok. Very powerful. You can say cursor. This one is actually looking at BPY.data scenes cursor. If you learn Blender the first time, even if you don't know what SVerchok is, you can actually take advantage of this. So BPY data scenes and cursor, right? This is the 3D cursor. You can get the location. You can get the rotation Euler, X, Y, Z, etc. Yeah, this is something that you can use, obviously. I mean, not so obvious, but once you get it. Here, I'm actually just bypassing the, I don't care about the X, Y, Z for now. In the future, maybe I will care, but I'm gonna be using MasterXeon, and then I'm gonna be using Euler angles. And if you look at the data here, this one is still Euler blah blah blah, and this one is still vector position. Okay, so if we actually do this, square bracket with the dot hyphen there, what's gonna happen is we have this, and you know the SVerchok like the double bracket, so we need to use list join, and we should have rapid. Okay, I think this is how it should work. And now, okay, very quickly I'll save it. This is 3D cursor awesomeness. Okay, Now we can use vector out to grab the Euler, and this is the angle. If you look at to the stethoscope, the angle is in radian and we want it to be in degrees, so we use the math and we convert it into degrees. All right, we're almost done. We just recreated a converter for this guy. So let's suppose we select this cube, go to edges, Command B, so we create a bevel. Same thing with this guy, Command B, bevel. Now we want to align the objects there, okay, using the 3D cursor. We can simply use the matrices here, like that. Oh, it's complaining about something. Okay, should be wrapped. Okay, now that thing is aligned properly, we can adjust the scaling. We can even scale it. It's almost perfect. Of course, I need to update it using the arrow key. But now we can bake it, and then maybe perhaps at some point perform like Boolean. It's a little bit like BoxCutter. Maybe. It's still a maybe. But it's very interesting. Maybe MasterXeon can be watching this and then okay, he got an idea how to use SVerchok with BoxCutter. Okay, so why not? So in the end, it's we should be able to Boolean this and this one minus this one, things like that. And then we can replace the box, of course, with Suzanne, or maybe even like cone. Oh, we don't have cone. Let's just use a cylinder. Just 3D cursor. Turn on cavity so we can see what's going on. Update it. And then hit bake. I think you should get the drill by now, but yeah. So we have this 2 cube. Select invert, join all of this, Boolean with the other cube, and yeah, I think there we go. Same thing. Yeah, so it's kind of like a BoxCutter-ish in a nutshell, and I'm just using the 3D cursor for placement. So this is something that you can save. 3D cursor location and rotation, and you can bring in anything there. If you actually there's one more thing from here from SVerchok. There's almost like hidden. There's this developer mode. So SVerchok have a lot of things, right? It's all hidden. We can dump all this. We can dump all these nodes generator into SVerchok very quickly. So if you use these generators, it's gonna dump everything there. So in my idea, like, we should be able to just connect, for example, torus into temporal viewer. Okay, you should put it on the right actually. So let's say you want to use a tool, you simply connect it like that. So it's still, you might think, okay, it's a lot of things, seems like a lot of things going on, but really it's still kind of like an idea that you can develop further. So not all of this will work, of course. Circle will work, 3-point arc doesn't work, random vector, cricket will work. We should have put cricket there. So cricket with this guy on the right side, tap V, okay, cricket, too big, small. Now we get something, right? You think, okay, but it's a little bit low. Just use move. Something like that. Just like the offset for the cricket. And then you bake. And then you do this. Update. And adjust the position. Hit take. Yeah, things like that. So this 3D cursor is very powerful in aligning objects into our geometry. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any ideas or something to add. MasterXeon, if you're the master of BoxCutter, if you're watching this, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.